Welcome to r/entitled people, where we share stories from your lives about people who think the rules don't apply to them, and they should get what they want. Thank you friends for subscribing to the channel, and for so many likes. And today we have 3 great stories, so subscribe, hit the like button, and let's begin. The first story. I quit my job because I was continually denied the promotion I deserved, and left them to deal with the problems themselves. The second story. How the arrival of a new boss led to the mass dismissal of employees. The first story is, I quit. So as promised, this is my long saga of why I quit at my last property. So our FOM, who is an amazing guy that I still chat with now and then, had family issues, and so he had to leave and take care of these issues. We all missed him a lot. So during the time he left and when mistake number 1 was hired, it was me and the 2 supervisors. So basically me, doing all the heavy lifting, fielding complaints, doing our management reports. I did those, not the managers, but I was just a lowly desk clerk. Fixing billing F-ups, having to deal with third-party sites and those mistakes, emails, review responses, scheduling, etc. We got pretty good at dealing out the work amongst us. They got the easy stuff of responding to reviews and being the good guys giving out discounts. And I had all the mix-ups and billing issues and management stuff. It went pretty smoothly. Then our management company hired mistake number 1, D-Nozzle. Seemed alright at first. All the girls loved him because he was hot. Or so they did. I didn't see it because of his attitude and my gut feeling he was up to something. So D-Nozzle comes in and decided to completely upset the balance we had created. He tried to do the management reports, which were like 10 pages on an Excel workbook. Any of you who do these know it's a pain in the effing A to get the formulas back to how you had them if someone F's it up. So this guy F's up all my formulas and spends the next week or so figuring out what all he changed. He hired our weekend NA who is family of restaurant manager. This NA was awful, never showed up on time, was once 2 hours late, etc. And he also hired 2 other clerks, both women. So first one wouldn't know responsibility if it bit her A, came to work 3 hours late during daylight savings, so I'd been working NA for extra 4 hours. Then come to find out she went to lunch, because she just had to see her mom for Thanksgiving lunch, and was gone for almost an hour. Still didn't get fired. Second girl was hired for looks, so D-Nozzle could flirt and give her all the hours she wanted, while attempting to cut mine back. I went straight to the GM and said if this SH doesn't stop, I'm out of here. So I got my hours back to normal and no more cutting my shifts. Holidays come around and what do you know, nobody wants to follow the rules, because they're all new and think they can take all holidays off. And FOM and GM let them because they've already made plans and bought tickets. I'm livid. I haven't had a holiday off in years at this point, and here I am sticking working doubles every holiday last year. I was peeved but got double pay, so I sucked it up. Come to find out, D-Nozzle was searching for jobs in another city in another state. Used our property to move down here and get money, and one day up and left. I was like I knew he was fishy, but no one believed me. So months go by now, no new FOM. I apply for that and supervisor position because one of the supervisors have left. And hey, I've been doing their job anyway for almost 2 years. I'm passed over for both until FOM is hired, and then GM says it's their job to hire a supervisor. So I keep doing supervisor work with no pay raise, and hadn't had my yearly eval in almost 2 years. Keep bugging them and nothing changes. So we get mistake number 2, and as far as I know, she's still there. So she comes in, throws the balance off again, starts really getting into the wrong people at the front desk like me, because I drank effing orange juice, when she lets the people 3 hours late slide because they know a manager or are related to one. I got livid again, but whatever. So time comes to pick a new supervisor. It's between me and 2 other guys. One would have been good, the other was always late, drank orange juice, ate breakfast like we weren't supposed to, etc. Well, she effing chose him. I was absolutely livid. So I go into a meeting with her and the GM and they have an effing write-up slip because I drink orange juice. So background, I had spoken with the food and beverage manager, and he said as long as it was after or before breakfast I could get orange juice and I could get leftover oatmeal after breakfast ended. I can't drink coffee because it upsets my stomach, so I drink orange juice or hot tea. During days it's 90 degrees out, I don't want hot tea. So breakfast girl was my friend and would always have a muffin that had been left over from the weekend they'd throw away anyway, and a glass of orange juice when I came in the mornings. Nothing against the rules. Well, GM and FOM heard from account manager I had orange juice and muffin, after they said not to get any during breakfast, which I had never ever done anyway. I see red and basically tell them this is ridiculous. It's a stale muffin. They can check employee fridge. There's 3 more in a cup I keep for the week, and the OJ was approved by kitchen manager. They say, oh well, we're gonna have to check, but here, sign this. I told them no way I'm signing that. They give up and eventually say I was right. Like duh, I'm not the supervisor you chose. So I asked why I didn't get the supervisor position since I'm such a hard worker. I do more than one of the supervisors, I know more departments, and every other department wanted to have a vote instead of the FOM pick because they all wanted me to be the supervisor. They had all worked closely with me, especially sales, and I always made sure we had good communication between the front desk and other departments. And we did, and the other departments appreciated it. But the FOM said she didn't choose me because of the OJ thing. Yes, you read that right. I was passed over for getting orange juice instead of coffee like everyone else. Even though it comes from the same beverage budget, but because managers drink coffee, it's okay. I was so angry I shut her door and said, "Are you kidding me?" She just gave me the "I don't understand" stare and I went off. I told her that's so stupid. You Golden Star and news supervisor goes over there every day. He works mornings and gets orange juice, cranberry juice, muffins, omelets, the works. She said, "Oh well, he's never caught. People have seen you get OJ." To which I told her they've seen me after breakfast ended an hour ago, and they have cameras everywhere. They could look back and see it, but she was playing favorites. After that, it went downhill. NA on weekends quit. I offered to fill in until a replacement could be found, so my friend who worked NA every other day wouldn't work himself to death. Plus, I was the only other person who knew NA. I had just started my relationship with my current boyfriend, so things were tough with me working Fridays and Saturdays overnight. I also lived an hour away from work and had to drive in the country at night. So I did it, and 3 months in I asked about replacements or giving me a pay raise. Since I was working NA, mornings, doing the management reports, and PM shifts every week, FOM said she'd discuss with GM. She comes back and tells me they can't give me a raise because I've given a poor performance. I told her for me to keep working here I needed $1 more. She said no. That's when I started looking for a new job. They kept hiring people for NA and they'd fall through at the last minute. It was awful for my health doing classes, and all the swing shifts and long hours I started falling asleep on the road when I'd be driving home. Some days I'd have to sleep in my car in the parking lot till 9 a.m. just so I could drive home safely. I told them I couldn't be doing this anymore. My health was deteriorating rapidly, and I needed out. Kept pushing and pushing and nothing happened. So one day I realized I'm so stressed and exhausted my body had changed to the point it wasn't functioning normally, and I had to go see specialists. I told them I'd need to stop NA after this date, and they said, well, if you do, you'll only be getting 2 days a week. I went off. I told her that's not how this effing works. I'd been there longer and I'm full-time, and I should have been getting all my hours to begin with, and you shouldn't have promised my hours to someone when you knew the NA was temporary. They didn't believe me, and normal NA kept pushing me too, and everyone at the front desk and front office started taking advantage of me, and saying they were going on vacation, and having me cover odd hours and work NA 5 or 6 days, instead of 2, and then one day shift to do the management reports. I went for an interview at another hotel closer to home, got the job and sent an email telling them I quit. I'm not coming back. Good luck finding someone to do all the SH I did, and who enjoys struggling without me, and that I was not sorry for leaving them hanging and to happily F off. Then I blocked all their numbers and moved on with my life. And that's the story of how I quit and made my old property suffer for the way they treated me. Still don't know how they're doing other than the bad reviews I see online. So basically went up against FOM, and though I quit, I still won. I effed her over because she never wanted to take the time to learn the things I knew. No one else knew how to do the manager's reports. No one knew how to do the audit, but in the other guy, and FOM had to pick up all the extra shifts with people going vacation for the summer. People who had quit learned of how I quit and how I told the FOM off, and texted me and called to applaud me for saying what they didn't. I, however, do still have the good FOM and supervisor's numbers, and they know the SH I went through when they left, don't blame me, and are my references for jobs so I can get good jobs when I want to. FOM I liked was actually going to promote me to MOD on weekends, and supervisor before he left, but GM and owner overrode him and picked the guy who didn't know SH about our hotel, departments, policies, or opera. P.S. Totally forgot about this until I was responding to some comments. So because of all this SH with OJ, I ended up bringing a giant bottle from the store for me to use. So I had a cup with my OJ I bought in it, and they FOM and accounting manager tried ganging up on me saying, oh, we're telling GM blah blah. I was like, okay. They got peeved I didn't give a reaction really. Well, when they went to get their lunch, they saw the OJ bottle and actually took some of it, because it was in the employee fridge. Had my name on it though, on the lid taped. I saw them and told them to kindly not touch my drinks or food, and I expected reimbursement. They just looked like deers stuck in headlights. I got the money for it, only like $3, and it was so satisfying watching them realize my cup from earlier was my OJ, and they had tried being a fit about it with me. The second story is, co-manager and I all quit on Monday. I'll give a bit of background just so you can understand a little more about why. A little over a year ago, we had a new supervisor take over my team. This supervisor has never done anything we have. Without giving too much detail, we use AV equipment and such, and she has never touched a single thing. Barely an HDMI cord. Our old supervisor practically begged for 6 months to train the new one, and she refused every time. At this job, we've continuously dealt with employees practically giving their A's for us to kiss. Continuous complaints of too many hours. Then when we give them more time off and less hours like they ask, we're being rude and stingy with hours and affecting my check. We've held 4 full trainings, one being every day for a full week, where we went into depth about everything for hours. I'm talking 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. some days, but they continuously goofed around, didn't pay attention, or felt they knew everything already. Shocker, they did not at all, and caused several issues with customers because of it that us managers had to fix for them. During the summer, us managers worked over 110 plus hours in every pay period, but we can only clock 80 and get paid for 80. The rest are rollover hours for the next check. And we put in over 60 to 70 plus hours during the semester as well. The others put in barely 20 because they would take off for up to a week sometimes because, and they told us this to our faces, they didn't feel like working, and our supervisor would sign off, approving on it without telling us. We make the schedule, which is supposed to be the supervisor's job anyways, and because she does this, we have to change it at least 4 times, because she'll forget to tell us every single time. Did I mention this is a college job as well? We've put up with our supervisor disrespecting us, not appreciating what we do, talking SH about our work ethic to us and others, and overall being horrible. Not listening to us, gaslighting us the several times we've tried to speak to her about it, and being plain incompetent. She even made us write out reasons we deserve a raise, even though she has said herself we're underpaid, and it's up to the supervisors of the team to advocate for raises, but instead made us advocate for ourselves. We have no support from either side, and get nothing but backlash when we try to fix things or problem solve. I've come home sobbing at least once a week over this for almost a year. So I decided to leave before a major occurrence in a few weeks. That is the busiest time for our team, and my co-managers decided to follow suit. But now everyone is scrambling and begging us to stay and not leave. F them. They only care because now they're responsible for all the F-ups and lack of knowledge they have, the willful ignorance of not coming or paying attention to trainings, etc. I've been here along with one co-manager the longest, 3.5 years, and I feel like it was for nothing. Like I wasted away my college experience for a job I ended up hating in the end. We all put it in our resignations the same day, and have officially checked out mentally from this place. For the first time in over a year, I cried tears of joy about this place. F this job. I'm done. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button to support the channel and subscribe. Have a good day.